It's the NFL playoffs on EA Sports, and we are at Wintry First Energy Stadium in Cleveland. Tonight, it's the AFC's turn to take center stage as we've got a wild card matchup on tap between the Buffalo Bills and the Cleveland Browns. It's that most wonderful time of the year, the NFL playoffs, as we're underway on EA Sports. Wishing he had a mulligan. That's not how you want to start the game.
Not at all, because not only do you give up the penalty and good field position, but it just kills the momentum of your team as you start a game.
Up the middle, it's Cook. And not the start he was hoping for there, as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
And Brandon, every running back wants to use their speed in order to get out in front of things. Sometimes you just have to be patient, let blocks develop. On that play, that didn't happen.
So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A gain there of 21 yards. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's second down. On play action, Allen finding Knox there, complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. First down, here's the run with Cook. And it's a fumble. Could have been a costly mistake, but as it turns out, they keep possession.
You can't give away these types of opportunities in the red zone. And I'm sure that was flashing through his brain as the ball escaped his hands. Fortunately for him, able to get picked up by his team, fumbled, recovered. They still have an opportunity deep in the red zone.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
They'll run with Cook. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
And the ball smacked down on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Here's Cook again. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. James Cook taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Bills will strike first here in this wild card matchup. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled it to 15. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their own 15. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now Watson. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Back to throw, Watson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. That's such a costly interception, nearly a pick six, but now they're so close they are knocking on the door for a touchdown.
And I never want to get on any team for being aggressive because that's part of what their makeup is, and oftentimes it's successful. But in this case, you've got to be selective about it and make sure you take care of the football. That interception almost cost them 6 points. Now their defense has to run onto the field, probably giving the quarterback a few side eyes along the way. They've got to see if they can stop a score.
A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on first and goal. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Still a ways from the end zone as they come up now on second and goal. On play action, Allen. And he's got his tight end Knox for a Bills touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Bills are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Dennis Allen going to go for 2 here. He's leaving his offense out on the field. Complete at the 1. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. The Browns drive about to get started. Well, Charles, it's kind of gut check time. Look, I know it's early, first quarter, just their second drive of the game, but they've already thrown the interception, given up the score. You're down double digits. They got to figure out something, and pretty quickly here.
No doubt about it. And when we look at that sideline, I'm sure you're observing the same thing I am. I don't like the body language at all. They look like they're in a state of stunned disbelief. So to me, we always talk about someone stepping up and making a big play. I think it would behoove them if multiple guys step up and make big plays right now. They need something positive to happen, and they need for it to happen now.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too. Here's Watson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And he is going to score. It's a pick six and a Bills touchdown. Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick six.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the second quarter.
The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath, first do no harm. And right now they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. 21-0 our score after 1. Now Watson going to sneak it. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. It's a gain of a yard, and the Browns are going to have a first down. Now a first carry for their fullback. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
A good solid game there on first down, but the defense has to be happy they didn't let it pop for anything bigger.
Now a second down and 6. They'll try the air now with Watson. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And they're going to get this up to midfield. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a handoff looking right. And he's got some space. Now a loose football. The ball comes out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. Well, for an inside linebacker, I think you'd agree when I say that he is fast to the football, and he proved that thesis correct on that last play. On 2nd and 9, Watson. This will be caught inside the 10. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down. Now they'll run it on the toss. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
3rd and goal, here's the option left. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. He'll get a couple of yards on the keeper, but it's going to lead to a 4th down. York able to send this one through. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Allen. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense...
And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. This is taken at the 18. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. They've got to be a little shell-shocked. Down double digits at home in the playoffs. Still in the first half. They've got to turn things around quickly. On 1st down, it's Watson. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that is incomplete.
Well, their first 2 drives only yielded 3 points. They might be thinking it's time to make something happen. Push the ball downfield and try and gain some points that way. Unfortunately, incomplete.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And he's got Cooper on the out route. That's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Watson hooking up with Cooper there for the Cleveland first.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Faking the give. Now Watson. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Teron Johnson able to pick it. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go over a lot.
And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Stephon Diggs, 40 yards. And the Bills continue to pull the playoff surprise as they lead big here on the road. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get some. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Browns. And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, get that water break and get on out there and play.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just... Allen hit. He lost the football. And I think the Browns got it. They did.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns is going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, Never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Following the fumble recovery, Watson. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. No gain on the screen there. It's second down. So nothing there on the screen that time.
That means all that great acting they tried on offense went for naught, didn't it? Because you have to try and influence them. Make them think that you're doing something else. Make them think that they can get to the pass.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hott. Now he's hit on the return. It's a loose football. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. That's got to be so disappointing for a defense. You force the fumble, think you got a chance at a turnover, and instead, not only do you give up the football, you also give up a touchdown as well.
Yeah, you just think to yourself, you've done all the hard work, right? You forced the fumble, but when they didn't come up with it, I think they relaxed a little bit or maybe lost their focus as well, and it ended up turning out to be a touchdown against them.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Another try after the first down sack. Allen rolling to his left. Going deep for Diggs. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. The kick by Bass is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Both teams trying to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest. But now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering, how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to give them a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first. Now they try the right side here. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Watson off play action. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Looked like both sides were anticipating a quick throw there, and the defense was ready to jump in and deny it, and they did.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. The Browns send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Play action. Now it's Allen. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And some room to maneuver. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
After the interception, here's Watson. Throw, and he fumbled it. It's on the ground. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And they had just picked it off to get the football. They fumble it right back. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
On 2nd and 12, Watson shoves him aside. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. That'll go for a gain of 7. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Good, sure hands there from a guy not accustomed to catching a whole lot of passes. But how about the way he was able to pull that one in and pick up good yardage?
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. Pass is caught for a first, but he's looking for more. The fake field goal catches everyone by surprise. And the Browns' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. Taken at the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Still enjoying the lead here in the 3rd quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Allen off the play fake. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And the Browns are going to take possession here at their own 33. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Off of play action, it's Watson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And now here is another interception. And the Bills are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ballgame, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Gabriel Davis, 48 yards. And the Bills go up by 2 touchdowns. And he clanks it off the right upright. And it's no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Cleveland offense ready to go. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where
he's got a man complete. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Bills are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. Well, I mean, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 41 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the 8. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. To throw, it's Allen. And this is caught inside the 5. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Stephon Diggs. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bills have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter. The Bills offense staying out there as they'll line up and go for 2. It's complete. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their own 43. Watson now to throw. And my goodness, another interception. And the Bills are going to take possession of the football. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Browns will take over here just shy of the 30. Well, that interception at least offers them a glimmer of hope here in the 4th quarter.
Well, it certainly does if their offense goes out now and makes it pay off by getting into the end zone. And if it does, then they get a chance to get back out on the field and try and do it again. Maybe they can force that offense into more and more mistakes and give them a chance to get back into this one totally.
Yeah, still a 3-score hill to climb. We'll see if they can do it. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Throwing again is Watson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Here's Watson. And that will be incomplete as well. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know,
and now here is another interception. Jair Elam makes a pick. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown. Pass on for the extra point. Now, these have been no picnic for him so far. He's missed 2, but this one is good. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. They are most likely staring at a cold end of their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
On 2nd down, they'll try and run the counter. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. A nice run right there. And we talk this time of year about certain teams, certain players who don't have a lot of postseason history to speak of. And here's a man right here in his rookie season in the NFL, and he's being asked to carry the load at running back for this offense.
And he has acquitted himself nicely here in his rookie year.
And my goodness, another interception. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And the Bills are going to take possession of the football. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Open man downfield is Davis. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
On second and goal, Allen. That is caught at the 7-yard line. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. The keeper good for only 4, and that's going to lead to a 4th down. To the air, Allen. Touchdown! Stephon Diggs saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Bills have sewn this one up as they add to their lead here in the 4th. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
24. Tyler Bass to kick off for Buffalo.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 43. To throw is Watson. Steps away. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Well, I kind of got to give him credit. Another incompletion there, yes, but he's still trying to make plays outside the pocket.
Yeah, he's been hemmed in for much of the game. How about him getting outside there? And that's what you want to see from your quarterback. He's not giving up on this game, so every other player in the field has to say to himself, I can't give up either.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame whooping has turned into results.
Now it's Watson. And that will be incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Desperation time. Watson on 4th down. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And the Bills are going to take over in excellent field position. He's got his target. It's the tight end Knox. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
Touchdown, Bills! Quentin Morris. Excellent work there to get in on the touchdown run. And the Bills add another 6 points to what's going to be a blowout victory. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. after the touchdown. Bass to kick it away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And now here is another interception. Kaiir Elam makes a pick, and the Bills are going to take possession of the football.
Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch.
And my goodness, another interception. And the Browns are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. The Browns drive about to get started. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Watson. And he'll get this one to Cooper complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A gain there of 30 big ones. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Now Watson. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Again, it's Watson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They have bucked the trend so far. Sterling performance to this point. On the road, no less. Allen hit. He lost the football. And the offense will cover this one up, but they'll be pushed back inside their own 10. And Allen is actually going to throw it here. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
He's got the hook up with Diggs. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game.
Even with the big lead here in the fourth, it still bombs away. And frankly, it's working. Why should they stop? Go ahead and keep firing away and gaining those yards.
He'll air this one out deep for Davis. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end. But now this game is over.